U-Haul, the station.
That's really cool.
That's
Wow.
something with the malls.
Oh, good.
I was gonna do that on the,
Is this with a pencil or ink?
This is ink, but this is with marker too. So
Okay.
there's grayscale markers,
However,
Oh.
3, 5, 7, 9 of darkness, and then you use the graphic form.
And then I see different sharp faces
Well,
too.
you gotta have
Yeah,
a
well, this is like a ball program,
I see.
and then this is like a
Nice thing about
sepia tone, marker with different pages.
Oh, that's true.
All four. So you know, then I did this one.
Wow.
Shopify's great.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I have two different things. I've been going crazy with meditations and things like this.
That's, I know, it's hard finding a system to finally down to all of my little chicken
Not yet.
scratch on piece of paper.
And I've been
And
gone
this year I
for
did
6 weeks,
do
but
two things. I had like one journal.
Really.
I have to find a big one, but I loved this journal. So I like the big one at home. And I would only
The buy button on
I would
Facebook.
only write like really thoughts and things. Like if I wrote something else, like I graded it down. Anything that was like that was related to the personal stuff, just some really cool thought I would put in that one. But then I have this other book. My
I'll have to get a hold of you.
You're talking about from shop stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Well, they also have the analogous link to,
So, and then if I'm not sure, there's something, do my chicken scratch it, but then at least I know it either goes here or here, and it's important.
So you know, I talked to one about capturing meditations and thoughts. Because this is almost like this is a sketchbook.
How many of you here, it's the first time?
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a few hands that are coming today. Welcome to the group. This is the Santa Cruz Internet Marketers Group, and my name is Chris. My business partner, Steven, we own a company called Solid Search Marketing, and we basically just are internet marketing enthusiasts. So if you guys have any questions, this group was formed back in 2011, and John Carter, who's going to be doing a presentation today, has been with the group from day one. I mean, way back when we first started. I think there were 6 of us that met in Stonefire. And I don't even remember that first meeting that
It
happened.
was so loud, we couldn't understand
Yes.
each other.
But from the beginning there, it was amazing how much you could start gaining from the knowledge of others that are in the room. So for those of you who are new, welcome, and just realize this is a very casual style type of group. If you have questions along the way, raise your hand and just ask. One of the goals that I've made it a desire for people who come is that they never leave with a question unanswered. I mean, we might not have the right answer, but we will look it up and do our best to see what we can get for you, because the internet business is so fast. There's so many different ways to do things, but I don't want anybody to ever leave without asking a question. That's the main thing. Because we can, like I said, there's so much knowledge in this room that come out every month. So, and if you're new and you have actually knowledge to share, by all means, please speak up, because that's what we're here for, is to learn off each other. I just want to make it before John starts, just a few things that I guess to go over with what's going on with the internet marketing world. How many of you are playing Pokemon Go? Anybody?
I cheated. I wouldn't tell you if I was.
I know, those of you who are not admitting it, that's okay. Just so you know, when it first came out and I heard about it, I actually refused to jump in. And then 2 weeks later, then I was I refused to pay anything for this game. And then I started realizing I'm actually running like an extra mile and a half almost every morning because of this game. So it's been I haven't paid anything. I still refuse to pay anything.
He was so reluctant. He's like, no, I'm not touching that. And then I was trying to use NLP. I was like, the more you just refuse to do this, the easier it's going to become just to take it and start playing, and then you're going to get hooked. He's like, no. I just kept feeding him. The other day, you just see him swiping. Like an addict.
It's crazy. But the reason why I bring it up is because it has opened up for those who have an open mind to what's going on with new fads and trends, especially when it comes to anything that's dealing with internet-based digital products. An example that came out was there's a woman named Barbara Ling that used to go to a conference that we would always go to, and she is the queen of picking up on a fast trend and monetizing it instantly. So 2 weeks ago, she put out this, I guess it's a PDF. I just bought it because I wanted to look at it to see it. But it drove me crazy for the fact that she was able to put this thing out. She is the epitome of a person who just is relentless on continuously and just persevering on, and she's gone through a ton of hardships, physical hardships, family hardships, and she just never gives up. She has really high energy, but she came out with this PDF that was $3.77. And the more I thought about it, and the way she markets is brilliant. And the way I looked at this, and of course she says, for less than a cup of Starbucks, you know, you can get the 44 different ways that people are monetizing. And just a curiosity factor, 44 ways people are monetizing Pokemon Go, and how you can too, and all of these PLRs, which is private label, which is basically stuff you can just take and repurpose, put it on your website. But all of these ideas, and it's $3.77. And the more I thought about it, it drove me crazy. That she probably took only about a half an hour to maybe 2 hours to put this whole thing together, stuck it out there. And her marketing and the way that she pitched this thing probably made about $5,000 minimum. I gotta think that's just even the, and of course, as I'm going through her funnel, now she has my email address. That's gonna be another way that she's gonna pitch me, probably for other things along. And it's all part of the game, and it really is. And it's brilliant because it's not one of the things that she used to do, which, to be honest, I mean, to be honest, it bothered me that she would regurgitate things so quickly off things that people have already put out there and rewrite it and put it out there. And it is a technique, and it's totally viable. But sometimes some of the things that I've seen and come across maybe not were what I thought was the value of the effort that was put into it. But for $3.77, I didn't care if one sentence made sense and the rest didn't. I mean, it's so cheap. But I can see, I mean, it's been 2 or 3 years since I've seen one of her products. For $3.77, she actually had something that was actually worthwhile and valuable, and articles to go along with supporting her statement. Pokemon Go is something that is absolutely crazy right now. So we were talking about all these ideas because one of our workers is completely obsessed with the game. He wakes up at 12:30, jumps in his car, and go right down to these side streets. Drive down and go catch some Pokemon and go back home. So he's the culprit of actually getting me started because, like I said, I refuse. I have a very addictive personality. I want to. So, but now that I'm actually playing, like I said, now I'm running like an extra mile and a half, so it's good for my health.
But it's not an addiction at this point.
But the idea behind this is that, to be honest, things like this come out every single month. I mean, literally something new is coming out there, and if you catch the right wave at the right way, there's a lot of money to be made. And you can see it everywhere. I mean, you see all these articles. This is an Entrepreneur Magazine article I have on my screen, basically talking about how entrepreneurs are capitalizing. And we're talking about brick and mortar buildings that are starting to do that. And there's another article I read where this guy said for $1.77 an hour, he's paying for a lure that keeps on bringing people into the store. And he's killing it with the pizza sale. I think it was a pizza shop there. But I mean, there's opportunities. When it comes to the internet itself, there's so much that can be done. John Carter today, one of the things that he's going to be teaching is, it is a software, okay? And this is not a free software. This is another thing about the group. For those of you who are new, I see more new faces that walk in. This is a no pitch group, which means we're not here to go ahead and sell anybody anything. That $3.77 item, I'm not going to even put a link, I'll do that on that. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to read through it. I bought it like, 20 minutes ago. But I'll read through it and I'll share some of the things next month about what was being talked about. And if you want to look at it, you can actually look under Barbara Ling and see what she's selling. Or Pokemon Go, make money with Pokemon Go or something like that. It's on there. But you can go look her up and see it. But the software he is showing, we do share tools. And the thing about John is, like, about 2.5 to 3 months ago, out of the blue, he just called and said, hey, you got to check this new software out that I'm actually building websites with. For those of you who have not heard this before, I know the other, I profess I have the ugliest websites on the internet. And I am not a designer by any means. I can put them up though, and technically I know how to do it. Design-wise, I can't tell you if two colors match or they don't. So my sites are really extremely ugly. So there's software, the things that make it look nicer and faster. And John knows one thing about all of us is as serial entrepreneurs, we're always launching new sites. And the faster we can do it, the better we can do it. But with the opportunity to make them convert into sales, like the sales pages look better, the designs are better. He was saying that he was able to throw this up in what, 10 or 15 minutes. He can get these pages up and it can pitch products, and it's designed to convert, to make a sale. So as he said, you got 5 minutes? I said, yeah, jump on Skype. He showed me how he did it in like 5 minutes on this whole new site that was actually being just put up there as a sample for me. So I told him, you know what, you got to share this because it is an opportunity for people to understand what kind of tools are out there, especially because it's WordPress based. I get a lot of questions all the time. Can you help me build my WordPress site? And that's a very common question. Or can you help me design it? And I cannot, do not ask me to design it. Steve's a fantastic designer. He designs all of our company websites and client stuff, so he can do it, but it does take time. And it's, so, but this will give you the ability, even I could make a pretty site. I haven't tried though, because I don't want to disappoint myself by thinking I probably could do it, but it has a lot of templates and it's drag and drop. It's crazy. So how much is this?
$67.
Yeah. So it's like $70. So there is a link on the website now. Another thing, although this is a no-pitch site, this is actually one of the few times we are actually showing something that you may have to purchase if you might want to. Please don't understand, it is not to pitch you on buying the software. It's to explain a tool. There's other tools out there. You can use WordPress completely for free, but people want to know what is being used out there. I get asked a lot. I used to use a tool called Artisteer, because I could just click, 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 and it would show me different types, and I just choose one and say, I like that one, that's fine, and that's a template that it would come out of. And that was a really fast using software. So this software can be purchased. There is a link on the SCV Internet Marketers website. If you do happen to purchase it, the funds do go to fund the group because there is a meetup.com cost. But if there's also something that we have contests on once in a while, we skipped actually last year, but this year, got a few months, we may have a contest. It depends how busy we get. But sometimes we have contests and these go to prizes for a lot of groups. But it does help to go fund the group and the cost. And also, the generosity of the group has actually got this projector for us as well. Now we can see a lot better. But
Thank you.
yes,
What's the name of the tool?
it's called WP Profit Builder. It's on, if you go to scvinternetmarketers.com, is the link on the far right. But if you go to WP Profit Builder, it's on there. And also, those of you got the email that went out today about this, it's also in the email. There's a link in there as well.
Really quick question. You said it's basically $70. Now, is that renewed every year, or is it a single
One time.
fee? A one-time? Oh, okay. I always ask that about
I do too.
because it's like, I think I just got myself into something that's costing me like $500 a year from all the stuff I just did. So I'm like, you got to really think it out. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
the
good to know.
developers tool, developers,
And you can use it on one site only or for multiple, any
just
sites?
rather, you get the developers for $67. There's one, I think, for 60 where you can do 5 sites. But the developers is $67, unlimited number of sites.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's actually quite a deal too. We used Optimized Press in the past, and that's what, the $300 software, and
And this does
And it's
something similar
yearly.
to that or better, it sounds like.
well, actually no, Optimized Press, you're stuck with templates. So if I want to redesign something, I have to find a template that's as close as possible, and I'm stuck with that. This, you can design your site. That's why I get, like I said, I get asked this all the time. How do I make this bigger? How do I make that? This tool will allow you to do that, and it's really powerful. So those of you who have a little bit of artistic talent within you, I know you're an artist, you can use something like this now to create the site you want. You're not stuck to a template. That's what's really cool. So I don't want to take up too much of his time, but if there is anybody who has any other questions, I'd like to start with anybody who has questions that about anything in general that we might have brought. Yes.
So I just launched my site in February, and I've tested some digital marketing. I'm really struggling with it. But the one marketing tool that I found is really working for me is my podcast. All of my sales are coming through my podcast.
Nice.
So my question is, I need to grow my podcast. The growth has all been organic, probably through iTunes. Does anyone have any experience with growing a podcast or any ideas on how I might do
Okay,
that?
so one way we can help you out. If any of you actually have iTunes on your cell phone, if you have Apple, it is very helpful for somebody to actually leave a review through their phone on your iTunes, for your podcast. that will actually get you more exposure on iTunes itself. Every major now podcaster plainly states, if you want to help us out, if you can use your phone, rank us and give us a feedback on it, on a positive, it will help your podcast go up. So if you can ask friends and family to do that for you as well, if anybody in the group is open to doing that, can we get your podcast?
Yeah, it's called Parenting.
You know what, I mean, write this down.
Just go to any podcast software. You don't have to have an iPhone, Android's fine, right?
You know what, I know that if it's through the iTunes store specifically, it is actually, would be very helpful. So parenting.
Beyond Discipline. Parenting Beyond Discipline.
And I'm sorry, can I, what's your name again?
Erin,
Erin.
ERIN.
Okay, and is your podcast under your name?
Yeah,
And does it have the last name on it?
Royer, ROYER.
Okay,
And then I have a hyphen, Asrilan, ASRIL, AN, as in Nancy, D.
T?
T, yeah, Royer Asrilan.
ASRILANT? Okay, so I will also be posting that up on the website as well, okay? But that's one way to actually get more exposure for your podcast. And you have on your podcast, it's linking to your website, everything's set up that way.
Link to the website, I don't know if the podcast links to the website.
Okay, I know you can make it.
Okay,
And Gordon Farmer just walked in, he missed your she just actually launched the podcast recently, a lot of sales.
It's a great podcast. Hi, Ann.
Oh, so you can hear, okay.
We know it.
Okay, so she asked what is one way to get more exposure for it. I did mention that if you actually use the iTunes app on a cell phone and leave a review, it is very powerful to help get exposure. Do you have any other comments or help with that? 'Cause I know that you're in that realm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different strategies. Having a website with good SEO is actually great.
Yes, I agree on that one as well.
Running contests is a good way to get those positive reviews in the iTunes store. Are you listed in the Android store also? Google Play?
nothing aware of.
Okay, that's something to do.
Okay.
A lot of people listen on Google, on Android devices now.
Now, are you transcribing all of your podcasts?
No.
Okay, so that's another thing a lot of them do is they have to transcribe their podcast and throw it on their site. So all of that text content totally boosts your
Then in a
SEO.
blog post that the
Okay, yeah, because each episode has its own page, so I could easily do that and
Yep.
put it on there.
Yep.
and you're pretty scripted anyway, so you could
Yeah.
probably just publish a script.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Other than that, I do know though, a link from the iTunes store to your website, I know you can link to it,
Okay.
is very powerful as well. So you want to make sure you link it to it.
And
And vice versa.
Yes, and vice versa.
I actually am like really confused when I actually go in the iPod place, but there's this one guy's list who I'm on who has like really good stuff to listen to, and I love how he markets his podcast because I actually love listening to his,
Okay.
and I can follow the link back there, but the way that he sends the email format to his list is so easy and clear that even I can get into it and listen to whatever I want to.
Who's
And
this?
so, James Shrenko, superfastbusiness.com.
That was great.
He's awesome. Like, I just love listening to him. Just superfastbusiness.com or superfastbusiness, James Shrenko.
SCHRAM.
But the way that he does his marketing, like even if you get on his list and look at how he sends you his podcast, it's awesome. Like it's
Okay.
so clear and crisp.
That might be a
Makes
software
sense.
tool, it sounds like,
It
no?
might be, he's like
Yeah,
in a lot of stuff.
copy the biggest podcasters and you can get a lot of ideas on how they're doing what they're doing.
Okay.
But congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
Awesome. Anybody else have any other questions? Yes.
In your spare time, I mean, can you put it on the web, any upcoming social media seminars or things that's outside of this, of course, that we might be interested in attending?
Okay, is anybody interested in Pinterest marketing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna dig pretty deep. My wife just left and we're talking on Saturday and I went into a site that makes me money and I haven't looked at it in a while and her efforts for Pinterest that she did a while back is still the #1 source of traffic to my site. And it is pretty well SEO. I mean, if you look at the keywords that I targeted that did it well in the beginning, it still ranks up there on the first page within, about the first 5 to 10 spots. It's not on the top half anymore, but it's 5. And yeah, her Pinterest efforts that she put in a while back still works really well. So I'm going to be looking into more of that, or having one of my guys even learn it. And as soon as I can get more information that actually is credible and I can prove some things, I gotta add my wife to actually talk. I'm gonna try to do that. But just to tell you what she did, I'll try to get her more information again. But if I can do a demonstration of stuff where I have her teach me so I can repeat it, Pinterest marketing is still actually quite powerful. I had no idea, and it's not even paid Pinterest marketing. It's free.
Yeah, we're selling a lot of Pinterest and we're not even paying for it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, with the Shopify.
Yeah. So I'll do something on Pinterest if I can on that. Okay. So if any other questions without further ado? We will have time actually at the end. So that's what everybody else does. We do end at about 8:30 is our cutoff time. If you do need to leave earlier, it's very casual. You can leave earlier. If you want to hang out a little later, we're usually here for about an extra hour while cleanup. If you want to talk or ask questions, we'll hang on a little, usually a little longer after that. But John, thank you for waiting, and if you can go ahead and.
Okay. How are y'all doing?
Good.
My name is John Carter. I got hooked on internet marketing in 1997 when I sold my brick and mortar business and was looking for something to do. And I built my first website with HTML in 1998. And it was a commercial. I sold 600 wine accessories, a little company called Bar Parts. And when you code by hand, it's very, very difficult. They didn't have all these things. And then all of a sudden, along comes Dreamweaver, and I thought, oh, this is the answer to a maiden's prayer, And I started building sites with Dreamweaver. But even that's difficult. So then along comes WordPress. And WordPress really changed the whole internet marketing landscape, really. Because for the most part, it's very easy to build sites, but there is a problem with WordPress in that most people have trouble finding a template that they like. And a lot of these templates get very, very expensive. So I was using basically freebies all the time because I'm cheap and trying to modify them. And then one day I came across this WP Profit Builder that I'm going to show you tonight. And I thought, what in the world can you get for 67 bucks? But I thought, just like he was talking, $1.77, I'll buy it and see what it's like, or $3.77. I thought, for 67 bucks, let me give it a shot. Well, it's totally changed my life when it comes to working with WordPress. So I was sharing it with Chris and Steven, what it does and how to do it. And he said, well, you've got to demonstrate it. So I told him, well, because we like to get funds for the group here, I said, use your link and get it. So what I'll do is I'll show you how it works and what you can do with it. And it just makes life so much easier. Who here builds websites?
I have.
Yeah, most people do. So if you want to build a website, you just go, you put WordPress on your site, and then add WP Profit Builder. But let me show you basically what it is. Yeah.
Have you ever used Studio Press or Genesis?
Yes.
Will it work with it?
This works with any template, anything that goes on, but it's got its own theme as well. You can use it with any theme, but I always just use it with the theme that comes with it because it's so easy. But when you get Profit Builder, there are several things to it. The first thing that I like about it is it comes with a bunch of templates built in that you can change, modify, add to, grow. and it's very, very easy. If you look down here, there's just all kinds of templates. There's templates for opt-in lead squeeze pages. There's opt-ins for landing and sales pages. There's templates. There's templates for membership portal, home pages and training pages. There's home pages, webinar pages, product review pages, and it just goes on and on and on. Here's coming soon pages, FAQ pages.
They added more to it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I added a lot more.
Yeah, anytime you go, they're always adding, and it updates itself, so you can. So what I do, then what you do is if you want to use one of them, yes.
Sorry, John, quick question. I'm used to, when I get a template, it's got all the different pages in it. Are these individual templates for individual pages?
Yes.
In a site?
Yes.
Fabulous.
And they all work together.
Yes. All right. So let's say, for example, I come here and I see this squeeze page basic. And I say, I can use that idea, but I'm going to change it around. So what I do is I just push install, and it will install it into my WordPress. And you'll see how this works in a minute. When it's installed, you get a little check. Now, I'm going to add a new page. I'll show you how this works. This is really. So when you get a new page, we'll just call this network demo. Okay. Now, over on the right-hand side, let's say that I want an opt-in for phishing, for example. Okay. So down on the right-hand side, there's all kinds of things, and you'll learn this. That the instruction videos are fantastic. I'm going to remove page padding, breadcrumbs, hide the menu, because I'm just going to start with a clean slate. But down here, I want to put an image for the background. And I just happen to upload a few of these today. And let's use this one here. It's official. So once I get the background page, all I do is I push publish. And once it's published, I go to this little round dot up here. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. And I push that, and it takes me now to my blank page. It's blank except for the picture I just put on. All right. Now, remember I added that basic. So if I go up here to the load template, I can either load a page that I've already built, so you can duplicate them, or I can load a template and squeeze page basic. I load it. Bless you. And all of a sudden, I now have this. Click to learn. It's got all this stuff in it. Now, here's the nice thing, and I'll show you how you change it. I'll save it. I can preview this page and see what it's going to look like. Basic, all right? Got a picture, got all this. Now, to change any one of these things in here, you see these, when you're in a box, this menu comes up for each box. And I click edit. Now over here, I can change any of the typing. This is not a group. Now what? This is, see how it changed it immediately. So you can see how it does it. You can change the colors. You can change the font styles. All this for this one little box there. Now, if you want to do even fancier stuff within that box, you can open it in a WordPress editor. And you can do that. I don't know why I just put content. I messed something up. But anyway, I can take that, I can make it bigger, make it a heading, bold it, make it red, save it, and all of a sudden it comes up and you can see exactly what it looks like. Then you save it and you can upload it. Now, let's say though that over here on the left-hand column, you have all kinds of things you can add. Text, bullet lists, button, images. Let's say I want to add an image somewhere else on here. Now this happens to be, or let me do something else. Let's say that I want to put a 3-button column down the bottom. All right? All I have to do is add a new row. Now when I add a new row, it gives me all kinds of rows that I can add. See that? So I'll select a 3-column row. Now I can make this all solid, one color across, by coming over here, and the background I can, so that it's all there. Or I can do the column background. I can bring in here some text. Sorry about this. What's that?
You just click on it and then it'll automatically.
Yeah, there we go. I want to add a short code here. So I'm going to put some text.
I think you just click on the button.
Yeah. Okay. Now the text is in here. If I want to change just the background color of that one portion, I can come over here to come down to the background, select the color for the background, we'll select a white. Oh, just a second, that's not what I want. You can see I don't teach this very often.
You selected the whole row instead of the
Yeah,
column.
instead of the columns. Now, see, you can do the columns. So that when it goes up, the picture stays the same, but you can change the columns. You can, if I want to put a picture in here, I click it, I drag an image in here, go up here, select it, upload an image. Puts an image in. Headings, tabs, tour, accordion things, codes. There's all kinds of things you can put in here. Comments. And if you go to, this is the grouping button up here, but there's all kinds of groups. This group here has a counter. You want a counter? You can put a counter in there.
How about a timer?
Want a timer? Sure. Somewhere there's a timer in here.
Yeah.
And you can do a timer, a countdown meter. Come over here to this next one. You can put video in it, audio, features, there's a whole contact form. Slider, I'll demonstrate a slider in a minute. Create a post slider. All types of things you can add to whatever you want in here.
These are all responsive.
Yeah. Testimonials. Let's say I want to put testimonials over here. Just drag it in. And it'll give you a testimonial, a place to put pictures, all kinds of things. Really nice. Pricing tables, countdown timers. There's just hundreds of things that you can do. Already did that one. Lists. Okay. So you can sit here and you can say, okay, I want one that goes all the way across. I want to do a 4-section with buttons to link to different areas. And all over here on the right, for each one of these little sections, is how you adjust it. Yes?
Does it assume you're always going to be looking at the site from the desktop, or does it allow, is it responsive if you go onto the mobile?
Go to alignproducts.com on your cell phone, and it absolutely is perfect for the cell phone as well.
But it reorganizes it,
Yeah, it'll squash it down and
Beautiful.
organize it.
Nice.
Now, here's another beauty of this. Let's say you do, you build a page that you really like. I can take any one of my pages, like here's a luggage lock that I sell. Actually, I give it away. But now here's a luggage lock, and you see how the slider works?
Yeah.
It's all built in. So if I save that, preview the page, there's the page and the pictures. Now, if I like this, but I want a different product, I can click on here, come over, and change these slides, my new thing, and now I've got a whole new deal. Yes?
Do those images have to be in your gallery, or can you have them stored on Amazon S3?
They're in your gallery.
But they have to be, you can't specify a different endpoint like Amazon S3's image storage.
No, just download them from Amazon S3 into your
Okay.
gallery. Yeah, it has to be on the gallery.
You're saying you can save this as a template?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you say there's a affiliate link or a coupon code or something?
Yeah, Chris has one.
Yeah, if you go to scvinternetmarketers.com, on the top right of the links,
Okay.
there's one there. But it's also a short link of scvinternetmarketers.com/WP Profit Builder.
Cool. But let's say I'm selling a different product and I don't want this. If I don't want the slider, I can take the slider out, like just deleting it. Now I can go to a picture. Drop that in. Go up and upload an image. Let's say it's a t-shirt. I now have another page. It's very easy.
I think one thing that a lot of people don't fully realize, if you haven't used WordPress before, one of the biggest time wasters of WordPress is just to be able to see one change, just a change in text, just a change in image. You have to go back and forth, back and forth. You have to hit publish, then you have to go refresh, and then it will take the 2-3 seconds to refresh, and it's okay. Well, I messed up on here, so I have to go back and have to make that change. But here it's just pretty much what you see is what you get, and it's instant.
And it's instant. If I want to change this to allow 5 days, just put in 5.
So I have a question. So if you had a website in WordPress, you could open it with this and then tweak it?
Not your thing.
Not your main thing.
Not
You
your-
could add on extra pages and make them look different.
No, actually, you can use any theme you want. And it has a plugin, it has a theme and a plugin. The plugin does all this. But you can use that plugin with your theme to do a lot of things.
So you can modify these?
So you
Yeah.
could use the plugin, like I have a Genesis WordPress site as well with a theme from there. And I just recently created it and was fiendishly working on it for 2 weeks straight. It was crazy. Anyway, but one of the things like you can't change is like very easily is like the padding in this and that and the other thing. Can you like move the by using this, could you just like tweak a few little things here and there? 'Cause
Not
there
a
was this
problem at
one-
all, because if you go to the thing, there's a top padding,
Ah,
bottom padding, column padding.
but you could use that on your, like if you use it as the.
I don't
plugin.
know, you know, it won't modify a lot of, especially Genesis themes.
It's a
Those-
framework.
Huh?
I'm not sure if it'll modify the framework.
Yeah.
This is kind of like an overlay on top of that. So like for those of you, how many of you have businesses that you're planning on like, or have website or planning on building website, right? Yeah, so it's like, if you plan on marketing your website, one of the biggest issues that we came across was, okay, we have a website and it's built. How do I justify the text to the right? How do I justify to the left? And just that one simple thing that he did in like that took hours now consulting, say, hey, how do I do this? But where was I going with this? Oh, okay, so if you have a business, they already have, so those templates that you saw, those are pretty much, for the most part, already optimized for conversions.
Yeah, they
Can
are.
you show
That
the
is
templates again?
huge.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
That, the value of those templates alone is already, any one of those is already worth $67 to design. How simple those look is actually pretty hard to design. It really is not that simple. I mean, to get something that you can just load and then just edit the text. And those, honestly,
As
if
the
you,
text, you can change whatever's in there. If you like, for example, let's say you like this here, but you don't want a video, you can take that video out and put a picture in there if you want. These are totally modifiable. You can change anything on there.
if you guys ever want to see really good examples of high converting landing pages, unbounce.com, that's one of their specialties. You will notice a lot of them have the same design as this, and those guys have tested hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of sites. I mean, I think the owner goes through like 10,000 sites a week and templates to see what the data is and convert, because a lot of it feeds through their own site. But there's lots of different styles of templates. These are the highest type of converting template styles available. That to have something like this is pretty darn incredible already. Like I said, one of those themes, to have one of these built is actually quite hard to make, even though it looks so simple.
It looks simple,
But you got to know how to code.
yeah, but it's so easy, and to modify it, to change the colors, to do any of that stuff. Yes,
Okay, I'll stop monopolizing question time. This is my last one, but.
no, don't say that.
Okay, then I'll, give me a lot of time. No. So here we go. So the question is does this have the ability to export as? So
Yes.
you can, and so that if I don't want to use it on my blog, but I want to use it as a design tool, and then export HTML, CSS, and
You can export that. When you design something, you can export it
it comes out.
and bring it into another WordPress site later on.
I think it has its
This
own
is-
file. It
this
has
is
its
for
own type of
WordPress.
file. Yeah.
It
doesn't
saves
convert
it as a
to
WordPress
CSS
file
version.
that you can then pull into another WordPress site and use that design anywhere you want, in any site you got.
So if I make a really cool squeeze page on one of my sites,
You
I
save
can
it as a
export that
text.
one and then put it over on the other side.
Absolutely.
As long as it has the plug.
Yeah, as long as it has a plugin,
That's right.
yeah, you have to have the
But that $67 is good for multiple sites.
many, as
No,
many as you
but
want.
to clarify though, what if what I ultimately want is the HTML and the CSS to have this look and feel on a whole different.
If it's not
Type of it.
WordPress, I wouldn't recommend trying it. It's not going to export right.
It's not gonna export. It'll export to another
WordPress.
Okay.
WordPress site with the Profit Builder
Okay.
plugin.
That's good. That answers. Thank you.
So you could export it to like so this should be for a different site. Like I couldn't like export like one of these for just like a blank page on a site like that. I was going to just use blank on a current site. Like if I had this as a plugin.
You could.
I'm just trying to figure.
Yeah,
how
you're gonna
to-
if you create a new page,
Mhm.
you're gonna stick WordPress onto that page independently, and then you could actually put these pages on there.
Yeah.
Because it's its own WordPress. You can actually, in some directories, you can actually have
Um,
WordPress installed again. So
Oh, or it could just be an install for the same site, but it could have like a
a subdomain.
a subdomain of that to utilize this for the marketing part.
Correct. Yes.
So like a slash, whatever
Yeah.
the
Landing
thing.
page one.
One other thing though is if you have the plugin, you don't even have to worry about adding another subdomain. If the plugin, like you just create another page and then activate the WP Profit Builder on that page.
Even if you have a different.
Even if you have a different thing.
Even if
Okay, that's
Everything
where I'm
stays
like
active,
thrown out. It's
yeah.
like I know you're only supposed
Yeah.
to use one theme at a time, but
Yes.
since this can be as a plugin, like I could just create like a page via this plugin.
Yes.
And like just create a new blank page, but then just pull that in instead of the other.
Just tell that page to override the theme and use the plugin.
And it could also, well, okay, interesting.
I guess
Is this a per site purchase of that plugin?
no. This is a purchase that you can use on 100 sites if you want,
And it's no recurring fee.
and no recurring fee.
Yeah. At least what again?
I don't know how the guy makes any money at it.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, not my problem. Yeah, I tell you, this has really shortened my time building websites.
It automatically updates itself when people accept it.
Yeah. Well, what you can do is just every once in a while go up and download and reload the plugin or refresh it,
Or update it.
update it. Yeah, because it's a plugin, and like with most plugins, you'll get a little thing say there's an update. Click on it.
Mhm. And you can put like links and all that stuff in,
Absolutely.
links and if the sliders that were rotating, like could there be links on each picture, like clickables, and like they thought of all of it.
They've thought of everything.
You can even do course websites.
Course websites in there.
Yeah.
Oh. And they have membership,
Membership,
like passcode things and stuff like that.
yeah, and it works with WooCommerce.
It does? Oh.
Yeah. So if you have WooCommerce, you can use that.
Yeah, I have WooCommerce, but I don't really like my current site layout that I had to redo a bunch of stuff. I'm not happy.
But it's a fabulous tool.
Interesting.
I use it mostly for, just squeeze pages. And I use Shopify for big pages, for big sites.
He also offers a 60-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked.
Wow.
So 60 days, you can try it. If you don't like it, then you can also get that.
But to just build sites, to build, pages is so easy.
You can add these pages to a Shopify site?
No,
What-
no, I said if I want a big site for doing sales and stuff, I use Shopify. But for my squeeze pages, for little landing pages to sell little products, a lot of times I collect names by giving away products. I'll find a cheap product I can pick up for less than $3, including shipping, and I give it away for just $9.99 shipping and handling. So, and I collect emails.
So then they can pay via like PayPal or whatever buttons you put in.
Yeah, like for example here, let's see. Pages. Let's look at the luggage lock. See, here's the luggage lock. So when they click on that, it takes them to PayPal. So you can go anywhere.
Does anybody have any questions about it? Yes.
Yeah, I know you showed us once, but I was a bit slow. So you chose the kind of page that sort of like a template that you wanted to squeeze page on, and you told it to install it. Then you went and created a new page, right, in WordPress. And if you had a theme installed and you wanted to make a regular page with that theme, you would have just started, you would have ignored it. But instead, you went to the checkbox on the right.
Well, what I did, let me walk you through one of these. This has so many features to it. We'll just call this demo 2.
And right now, it's a regular WordPress.
Just a WordPress page.
Regular theme.
Just a regular page. Now down on the side though, for the Profit Builder theme page options, you can change the width. You can make it a width. Now, because I always like to start with just a blank page. I can have menus on there, breadcrumbs. I take those off. You can leave them on if you want. But on a blank page, I just take those off. And for the most of the time, I don't do any of the other stuff. I don't put pictures behind it, but I can always do it. And then once we do that, then we publish this. And what we've published is really a blank page. If I go there to the editor, when you see this, it's just a blank page. See that?
Okay, but the plugin's actually injecting a lot of stuff, which is what we're seeing.
Right.
Okay.
Now, if I want to put in that template I downloaded, I go up here to the file folders and I say I want to load one of the templates that I've taken. I've got a lot of templates here. But here's this, let's say, here's a basic centered squeeze page. This is a different one. And then all I have to do is load it. And there it is. Yes, sir.
Can you talk about how like Yoast or another SEO plugin might work with it in terms of the content being indexed?
Yeah, Yoast is on your main thing. It works with this just like it would with any other plugin.
But it'll actually read the...
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you don't like that, then you can go get the other one.
You can change easily.
Well, there's that one. I don't like that on this page. I'm
So if
gonna
you
put that
change
one on.
it, does your whatever content you put on the page just disappears and you start from scratch, or?
Yeah, well, what you do is you find the template
Find
you
it
want
first.
first.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you don't.
Well, just, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like how the other things you change something.
Right.
It stays there.
Right. But for building sites, this thing is just save me hours and hours, because I'll put up anywhere from 8 to 10 sites a week.
You do?
Yeah, selling different products.
John, if I already have the Shopify site, would it be good if we change it over to this to be more flexible?
No.
No.
No, because Shopify has a lot of things that would just drive you crazy doing here. I don't like WooCommerce. And the nice thing about Shopify site is you've got all that stuff built in where they collect the money and they do all that. And you would have to set that up here.
Okay.
This is good for displays, for squeeze pages, for information pages. This is perfect.
So just an example, I know that we get a lot of questions. Oh, I just created an ebook. How do I sell it? Or I have a couple of products. How do I sell it? Or where you don't need the whole month to month on a Shopify, because those more for bigger store type of credit cards and all that. So this is actually perfect for those type of things. Or if you have an event, and you just, for those of you who have businesses and you have maybe a dinner event that you're actually trying to publish out there, this can do that as well. If you notice though, a lot of those themes have video boxes.
Yes.
By far, video is still known to be the #1 tool to help conversion of any landing page. You talk to somebody on a website, they are, as long as your presentation is good, they're a lot more likely to convert than just trying to read text. There's like studies that have been made. If you put a video box on there, people cannot almost resist making that thing play. It's one of those things. It's like, it's almost like a, I don't know, a magnet to be clicked, to having it on there. So I highly recommend, if you are looking for something like, spend the time to actually make a really good video. It can help your conversions immensely. But these pages alone on top of that, it's worth the $67 if you're going to hire a programmer anyway to give it a shot to have one page. And like I said, if it doesn't work, $7, there's 60 days to return it. I mean, those type of things I highly recommend looking forward to trying something like this on that, those type of conversions, especially if you do have something you can sell that you are selling info products.
You know, I think I made a mistake. Somebody asked me if you can use external pictures and videos.
He did. It was him. It was him.
Yeah.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, for example, let's go to YouTube. And we'll just pick anything off here. I can take that link and put it over here.
Okay.
Save it. Preview the page. There it is.
That was just the URL from YouTube?
Yeah.
Where that video was? Oh, wow. You don't need to put embed link or anything?
No.
Oh. Oh, that's a new WordPress feature.
Is that cool?
Very nice.
And the price is really good. So, any questions?
John, can you go to scvinternetmarketers.com?
Yeah.
That's
very interesting. SCV marketers.
Internet. So for those of you who are also new, scvinternetmarketers.com is the group's website. Stephen has a camera that's running. It is broadcast live whenever we have one of these meetups. When it's done, it automatically archives and it throws it up here. So if you're hit play, it actually will show the live feed as we're watching it. But just so you know, this top link right here, if you are interested in getting it and you use that link there, it is an affiliate link. Just know that there is, I believe, it goes to ClickBank, right? So it goes to ClickBank, and yes, there is commission that is paid out. You don't pay any more for using that link, but the group does get a commission for it. Okay, I want to make that clear. It does go to help, like I say, pay some of the fees. It's $100 or some odd dollars now for the Meetup.com website. By the way, Meetup.com is the way that we communicate most of the email blasts that go out. For if there happens to be any other time that we cannot make the meeting for some reason, or if there 1 year Barnes & Noble's needed the room for December because they were using it for product, we couldn't have a meeting. That is the main way we communicate what's going on. And typically, I also send out emails. I try to get out earlier than I did this morning. I'm doing it one day or the same day of. But I usually send, if I know what's going to be upcoming, then I'll send out an email blast of what the subject matter will be that's coming up for the month that's coming up there. So, John, thank you very much.
I do want to tell you, though, that the videos, the training videos are excellent. You know, you go through and you watch those videos, you'll know how to work this thing. It's so easy.
Thank you again.
All right.
Thank you. So does anybody else have any other questions regarding
I have a question about about the video. I've tried to watch it twice, and I've never been able to hear it.
Oh, is the audio hard?
Properly. This, problems with it?
No, I've actually heard that some people that were actually in the room were able to catch it, but there was like about a 6-second delay that was coming out there. But I don't know. If I do hear more about it, we do know that we can actually add a secondary mic, like he said, but that is actually something for us to bring up on there. Let's see. Does anybody else have any other questions on anything else that's going on internet-wise? Does anybody do AdWords advertising? Okay, have you guys heard about the changeovers that they're making? This is, I guess, one of the biggest changes that they're making with Google advertising. For those who don't know, they took away the sidebar on the search, and that was in preparation, according to what some of the other experts are saying, that was in preparation for what's now coming out to what's called extended ads. We're going to have the opportunity to make bigger ads, because one of the complications of AdWords is you can only use 25 characters per headline. Okay, now we can go up to 30, and then actually have a double headline. It's going to be able to make it longer. Before, you had to use a punctuation to have something, these tricks to do it. But they're going to be making our ads bigger, and they're going to make it mandatory that the switchover be made. Some experts are saying that there's going to be a lot of consultants that will be going, or PPC agencies will be going away. I don't know if that's absolutely true, because if anybody who does pay-per-click advertising as either a job or a service, I think it's an opportunity to actually get more clients, really, instead
That's
of.
what you did, right?
Yes. So, well, I mean, we do pay-per-click advertising specifically, and I see it as an opportunity. I mean, we also see down the pipeline, this is a lot of work, because we're going to change over all the ads. But we can now make ads that are bigger, because one of the 25 characters is very little characters to try to get a really good statement. An extra 5 is actually quite huge, but to make a double now length on that ad is really going to be an opportunity for those who are better at copywriting or selling or making a benefit point out there, really huge. So that's an opportunity that's going to be coming out there, that for those of you who have never thought about going into using pay-per-click advertising, even for your podcast, that might be an opportunity. I would recommend looking into the opportunities that are now out because of these new ads that are actually being able to put together. So that's one thing that's really been changing, that's going to be changing in the industry.
Is that current now, or?
It is already available, right?
Yeah.
On the AdWords
Have you
editor, it is.
seen
Yeah, like that rolled out last.
What is that?
Have you seen an increase in pricing on the bids?
No. Not yet.
Staying the same?
Well, I don't know if it's going to stay.
We haven't switched over to the platform yet.
Yeah,
We haven't switched over to the extended ads quite yet.
so we haven't seen anything that's been increasing as of right now. Have you guys seen an increase in prices of the cost per click?
A little bit since the sidebar has gone away, but it weeds out the crap. I mean, the ones who can't cut it and don't know how to manage it expertly are the ones who usually go away, even though the cost goes up a little bit. So it's a good thing in the long run.
I agree too. Yeah, it keeps the pages even in Google cleaner itself. I mean, that definitely is a benefit there. Like I said, I'm really excited that now we can create ads that are not just abbreviated and cut short, when you can actually maybe make a statement, a true statement. And what will also help, if you're good at it, it'll help alleviate the bad clicks, because you're able to give a clearer picture of what you're really advertising, instead of people going, I wonder what that means, and click on it, and now you're spending some money when it wasn't able to be as clear. You can use words that are longer rather than shorter that actually make a clearer statement. So that's an opportunity that is coming up with the new changeover that's going to be happening with AdWords now. So I'm, like I said, really excited about that. Anything else that's been going on? I know. I knew that we were having a presentation. I thought it would take a little longer.
Sorry.
I didn't. You know why? It's because the software is so easy. I forgot how easy it was.
It is so easy, and
I got a lot to go.
Tell us about your 10 sites.
Well, some work, some don't. It's like anything, I probably have more failures than I have successes, but the successes certainly make up for any failures. And I advertise on Facebook strictly, and for each product I put up, I do $5 a day for 3 days. If it doesn't sell, I drop it. If it sells, I keep going with it. And that way I've got a total of $15 invested in a product.
Do you put one product on each website, or do you put?
Well, I do like I showed you today. I have a website called, Align Products. I've got lots of different, and I'll put up a page just like this, a sales page. And then I drive people to that and have them buy it from there.
So when you say 68 websites, you mean 68
pages? Yeah. Well, I gotta find products, I gotta, get through all that stuff. But I'll put them up, advertise, and if in 3 days it doesn't sell, out of it.
So those could be more like, you could kind of just create squeeze, like if you already have products and they purchase somewhere else, you could make like a squeeze page that is more enticing than what the product page looks like because it's jumbled. And then that could even be on a different, it just lead to that. It could be like your whole squeeze page.
I do just drop shipping, so I don't buy products because I don't like to spend money.
No, I have a online store and stuff.
Yeah, so I do drop shipping, and I'll find products, and I build a page, and with lead capture, and a lot of times I'll give products away for just shipping and handling, give them away, right? Maybe $4 or $5, and it works out real well. But I use flex advertising in Facebook. I really narrow it down. Well, I could do a thing on flex advertising sometime, but flex advertising, let's say for example, you're a golfer. If you just put golfer in Facebook, you can get anybody. Maybe somebody has seen a golf video and it was funny, so they click like. All of a sudden, they're part of the golfers, and so you're sending information to these people that maybe or maybe not they're going to buy. Probably not, because they're not really golfers. But if you have somebody that reads a golf magazine, belongs to a golf course, they're probably a little more interested in golf, right? So by flex, what you're doing is you're narrowing it down to where you've got people that maybe have 2 or 3 different interests in golf, and so they're probably more likely to be golfers and be interested in your product than somebody that just clicked on a funny video.
Is that the built-in Facebook demographics?
Yeah, I use that, but you use ands and or statements. You can use that now in Facebook. So I sit down and I look at a product and I start thinking, who's going to use this? Who can use it? And then I do flex advertising. I work down until I get between 75 and 300,000 people that are really concentrated for that kind of a product, and I advertise to them. And if they don't buy it in 3 days, I'm out of it. Go on to something else.
How many do you have to sell if you have in 3 days?
I got to cover my $15 cost.
What do you do with your squeeze pages for stuff when the products expire or you no longer have them? Do you just let them float out in space, or how do you clean up after yourself? Like when it's no longer a valid, yeah, I kind of have a
just
little
delete
problem.
it. Just delete the
You just
page.
delete it, but then it's still in the Google Analytics and stuff. And you keep getting sent error, or there's a 404 page.
That's actually a really good point. I have a lot of dead pages that are out there, but if you do kill a page, you should usually redirect it back to the home page.
There's a plugin. There's a plugin called 404 to 301 redirect. So 301 redirects past that SEO. They call it the SEO juice. Basically, the authority that other websites they link to that particular page that's now a 404, basically passes that kind of juice along to the homepage.
It's actually called 404-301.
404-2301.
TO.
Yeah, TO, like transferring to
Now, you
301.
can actually edit your 404 pages and create landing pages yourself. And there was before I knew how to build anything, I bought this one guy's course to do that, and it taught you how to create a 404 page, figure out where it's gonna, where to do the editing on it. And then he said, copy and paste this in and put your affiliate link. And basically, anybody who found one of my broken page links, the 404, a page came out and says, oops, sorry you found this, but did you know that this page actually makes money for me? And if you'd like to find out how to make your web pages 404 and do it, click here, and there was an affiliate link, and it sold the same course to that guy. Yeah, and it actually worked. I think he pulled down his site later on, somewhere along the lines, and every once in a while my page still comes up when I go through my sites or I click on a link.
Well, I can put text in my 404 page,
Yes.
and I think HTML, so something could be clickable, but like it's very sad looking. So that's a very interesting thing, which is a way to put a picture
Yeah, you
in
can
there.
totally make it a 404 page,
Kind of
regular
exciting
page.
where then
You
they
know,
can click on that.
Another thing you can do, I use a program called Easy Redirect. And Easy Redirect, what it does is I put in the link, but it's an editable link. I can go in, so let's say I'm selling toothbrushes from Colgate, and all of a sudden I don't want to do it from Colgate, I want to do it from somebody else. I'll go in and edit that link going to the other site.
And that's a free plugin. You can get on WordPress, Easy Redirect.
Easy, like the two letters, or
Well,
But even Yoast, I mean, if you have the Yoast plugin on your thing, if you go to the bottom, there's a redirect field in some of them, I believe. You
Well,
can
on my
actually,
new site,
Yeah, there's a lot of
I don't know how to
redirects
use it.
now for,
what is that?
yeah, don't use things like Bitly and Gooly and those, because those never change. And so, you know, you do a Bitly, there's no way to edit that. And you put that out on an ad, it's only gonna go to that one site. But if you have your own redirect, you can edit it and then go somewhere else with it.
John, where do you source your drop ship products that you find and do this experiment?
Believe it or not, I look on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I use a product called ASIN Inspector Pro. And I will start seeing who is selling what. And when I find out what's selling well, then I go and I try and source it. And you can use ASIN Inspector Pro to source it from Walmart, Alibaba, AliExpress, all those things.
So this is the 404 page. You have reached the wrong page on domain, this is what's more content on the 404 error. Did you know that this can make money on your very own 404 error page? Click on the image.
So instead of having navigation and stuff, it has.
You can sell an affiliate product.
That's clever.
It is clever.
That's
Now,
really
doesn't
clever.
404 eventually degrade the ranking of that page?
Oh yeah, this is a invalid page anyway, and that's, yeah, so it's just, I don't even know, I don't think this thing works anymore.
Yeah, I think there's a report in Google Analytics that you can use to see how many, like which pages have the 404s out there.
Yes, so analytics actually does show, actually all the pages that people visit, as long as you have analytics on your template, then it'll show all that. So you can definitely know where you're having 404 errors come up.
Is there like any experts that are here that know how to clean up all the stuff that Google Analytics tells you is wrong? Because that's where I get stuck. I keep trying to find the right people, and I have no idea who,
Is there anybody?
what those things mean. Like that's worth hiring somebody to do.
Yeah, actually, that's,
Like, that's
were
a
you
really
here
good-
when Alvaro gave his presentation? He's the analytics guy, like, he's like,
No, I missed that one. Was that last month?
no, it was a couple months ago.
About 4 or 5 days per month.
Yeah, you know what, leave me your contact information, or I'll get in touch with Alvaro. The guy is a master at analytics.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have
he
kind
knows
of like
things
a
that.
mess in the back from stuff that happened, and I didn't understand what I was doing. I have like a lot of mess. I have JPEGs that are
Okay,
pinned on Pinterest, like it.
he's not a web builder.
No,
Okay.
not to fix web stuff. I'm cleaning up the stuff I solved, but like I don't understand in Google Analytics how to fix the stuff they say, like what it means. Like I just.
Okay, he can tell you what it
Whoa.
is. Yeah.
Like don't want to know. Like want it to go away.
Yeah, he can.
Like it's not bad, but it'll sit there forever.
Do you do a presentation on that?
On
How to clean it up and how to look at it and what it means? Because I've got
Yeah, that is
a lot of
interesting.
weird stuff like that.
You know what? Let me ask Alvaro if you would like to
What
do
it
that.
means.
Yeah.
Like I
what
will
is-
go through and clean it up. Like I have pages that aren't indexed or that are just.
Or
And I have pages actually that are they're searchable. I don't want them searchable.
Yeah,
Like I have that kind of stuff too. Like it's on my back end login side and they're searching. They get there and say you can't see this content if you're not logged in, but still people are searching for it, looking for it, and they're getting.
How is your website? Wait, is it built on WordPress? Okay, yeah, I can share it.
Yeah, that's a problem that I have too, because that's why it's like all this stuff's indexed that I don't want indexed. Like went a little crazy with tags. I don't know what you're supposed to check and uncheck.
You know what? Actually,
It's kind of like scary.
There's something called index.
yeah, there's a little button that says no index on that. Do you have a question?
Do you have history on your website that we can go back when we miss a Tuesday that we can go back and review or?
Oh, yeah.
Is Alvin
Yeah,
on there?
they're all one. I don't know if Alvaro was recorded that day. Was he?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was Alvin.
Alvaro, A-V-A-R. Alvaro.
Alvin.
/modules.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting
See or some sort of file.
There's a way to do.
A whole class. And then when I create a new one, I can learn how to do it.
So, for
Oh, yeah.
Is there a way to post stuff on podcasts or things to like if I wanted, you know what I mean? Like I have a mix of stuff.
I mean, each tribe like a podcast.
No, it's a whole different thing on Amazon. I'm telling you.
I mean, podcast.
So, yeah.
I know you can like the episode, the iTunes. No, but like one of the pages, I mean, that's when I
I'd much rather put it on Shopify.
But like if it's something that's actually interesting.
You know what I mean?
Like stuff. What is your actual, like that would be cool. Like I think content. What was, I mean,
They're very easy.
podcast was.
Aaron, real quick, I just want to show you at the bottom of your post, there should be a bottom or area that you can actually index.
So my question is, because I have a whole class of pages that I don't want indexed. So every time I create another class, each class has like 4 or 5 modules. I don't want any of that indexed. So I have to remember to do it. So instead of doing it page by page, is there a file somewhere where I can say, do not index yourbusinessonline.com/module/star?
Yes, there is actually a file that you can actually put, that's a robot.txt file. And in there, you can actually add in all the files, I mean, all the.
And I could do like a wildcard. So I could do
Yes,
a
correct.
subdirectory/star.
And everything inside that subdirectory should not be released.
Now, is robot.txt on my site or is that on my Google?
That is actually probably in your directory. It's in your
Be at
root
the top of the directory of the WordPress directory.
Okay, so it's on my server.
Yeah, if it's not there, you can create one.
Yeah, just create a text file and just drop it in there. And look, I mean, you can actually do just a Google search on how to format it. It's real, I mean, it's really, there's nothing to it.
The Pinterest, one would be really interesting too. That's a good idea for SCV marketers.
Yes. I'm going to, so, I want to make it practical. So, practical. So I got to find, 3 or 4 cute things that I can put on Pinterest that people are interested in. And then I will see about having my wife optimize it, take notes, and I'll show us how she did it.
No,
Or I can drag it.
we can make that a hat.
So they put this one.